Okay. All right. Okay. You know, sometimes when I start these things, the microphone sometimes just doesn't automatically work, I guess. So I gotta I don't know what that's about, but I think yesterday I said I would start at 9 a.m. my time, Central Standard Time. It is not 9 it's not 9 a.m. It's what is this? 8? Almost 5 minutes too late. Um oh man, I'm not being very consistent with the times, but at the same time, I don't have much control over the time, and I think I will be busy after 10 my time. So I gotta make do with what I got, I guess. I will be continuing this. Um, so the idea here is I'm gonna redo the line art in a way so that it's a little cleaner, um, a little more purposeful. And hopefully by the end of it, I think I should have at least the base colors set. Um, it's currently March 4th, so I have until Sunday. If Wednesday, I'm gonna work on the what is it called? The shading, the rendering. I think it should be done by Friday. I think if I work on it each day, the way that I'm doing right now. But when it came to like the last one, I didn't really like the pseudo regalia one. I did kind of finish that offline because I just couldn't deal with the geometry. Actually, speaking of, let me see, file pseudo regalia. So I think that these rasterize because I did these as like a clip, not a clip, a vector layer. So these things did have vectors to them, but it seems like, oh no, they still do have vectors, or at least some of them. But yeah, I had to do vector work with these so that the geometry could at least, be okay. You can see like the lines that are flickering on and off. It's like the vector information or whatever. That's kind of how I did that, but like I could not do that on stream. I just didn't have the brain power to do it as talked to talk to myself. Oh, hello. HRU. How are you? Uh, I don't know yet. I woke up like an hour ago, so I don't know how I'm doing yet. Uh, yeah, I am going to redo these lines. Um, I don't know what brush I want to use. Because I do kind of. I've been using like this here. Hold on, let me. Hopefully, there's no beeping noise. Okay, no beeping noise. Okay, so lately I've been using this kind of brush, and I tend to do different things. Just so things don't get boring for me, at least. So I'm gonna try doing something a little different. Um, I want to have a softer. That is too harsh. I think I said soft paint last time. Brush density a little higher, 70%. Yeah, that'll work. Um, I'm gonna have to lower the opacity for this one. And do let me play this thing in the background so I don't go crazy. Okay. Loud. No. No. Draw with a normal pen. Understandable. Um, if it's 5 2, it's about okay. But because this is a different brush, I need to be careful with certain things because it'll work differently than other brushes. This one has like a lower opacity to it, which means you can kind of see through the lines. So sometimes I have to do like a slight pass through to make certain things a little darker. Uh, which zoomed in, you might not see it too often, too well. Actually, maybe I want to make it smaller. Brush size. Okay. So I do want this to be dark here. It's the eyelashes. If this doesn't end up the way that I want it, I might just redo it yet again. Try to stream on your phone. Got 2 bots. And here. And this eyelash. Yeah. Uh what's the word? Sometimes I do have to have like the Twitch side open on my side too, because I look at it, it looks like somebody. You just have to keep tabs on it, I guess, in a way. So, but at the same time, streaming, I don't know. I'm not too. What's the word? I only started like last month. You know what I mean? And I'm not really worried about people. I guess in a way. I'm just as what's the word? I just kind of look at like as long as people can hear me, as long as people can see what I'm doing, I just do what I wanted to do anyways. I guess that's how I kind of do it. But I do have to keep like the Twitch thing up, like the like the website. Like like you see that? Whoa, whoa. Uh, like for example, I never saw this person before, but they followed. Wow. But you do have to kind of keep it up sometimes. Depending on how you're streaming, I guess in a way. You don't even hear. Okay, I see. Streaming from phone, I would not know how to do that. I feel like I think I would, I don't know how that process kind of works. But it's nice to know that you've tried to do something, I guess, you know? You thought of streaming and you did it. That's good, right? It's always nice to if you're having like the audio issue, I guess the best way to do it is look up sub tutorials, I guess. Um, dun, 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 dun. This, whatchamacallit, this is a little too sharp. Okay, there we go. Are we? No. Still sharp. That's round enough. Okay. Even if it's starting. Hmm. One thing that I use on the on PC, right, on the computer, there's a thing called OBS that kind of like allows you to work out the stream thing. Kind of allows you to connect to a microphone and whatnot. But I don't know. I don't know how the phone works. I really don't. So with a round brush like this, it's I guess it's more susceptible to these little line kind of things that I'm not looking for. I need to be a little careful here. Looking at the ears there also. Uh, ear should be like here actually. That means I should pull this little hair strand like this. Wait for my birthday and do in 2 months is too. You know, I don't think streams have to be good, you know, as long as, well, hmm, actually tough to say, actually. Because as long as you like it, like, as long as long as you're doing what you want to do with the stream, I guess that's fine, right? Because then if you're waiting and waiting for the good thing, you know, you'll never end up doing it. So you gotta. But at the same time, if it's like something like audio and you want to talk and have people listen and it doesn't do that, I guess yeah, I guess you would have to wait, huh? Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to this kind of stuff, I guess, that I don't think too much about. Mm, yes, I guess, yeah. Guess you gotta wait then. Um, hold on. Yeah, okay. Here is a little. Sometimes people say that brushes aren't gonna help you, but certain tools have certain quirks to them. And a brush like this, you can kind of see like the waviness in your hand, I guess you could say. Textures kind of obfuscate that kind of detail. You gotta do it right. Mm, is the face too round? If I... Yeah, I think it works like that, yeah. make these darker so that, well, I don't really have to make them darker, but it helps with whatchamacallit, variance in the opacity of the line, so it makes a better focus for certain things. Um, yeah, I think this brush is fine. Okay, I'm liking where things are going, so I think I'm just gonna keep going. When it comes to the adding the colors, though, that's gonna be something I need to think about yet again. But at the same time, I did kind of say that I kind of wanted it to look like hold on, don't look at this. Whoop. Uh, are you? Where are you? There you are. I did say that I want to paint it like the way I did it with this, so I think I just use the same brush and just color in. Um, yeah, nothing much to it. Very simple. Let me save. Um, okay, so if this is a collar, this is a collar. I think I might want to round off the edges ever so slightly. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Um, she does have like a little tag here that I typically forget sometimes. And there's actually like a lot of details to design that I tend to forget often. Like the fact that like her, what's the word? Her boots, they have like a piano pattern to them. Or maybe how the sleeves have like buttons to kind of simulate like the synthesis that she's based off of. The synthesizer. Did I say synthesis? Synthesizer. But at the same time, when the style is very simple, it doesn't need all that detail. Sometimes too much detail kind of makes something that's supposed to be simple a little too gaudy, I guess you could say. Um, big tie. The two clips here. I draw Miku so many times that oftentimes I don't look at what's the word reference, but sometimes I feel like maybe I should be looking for references, even though I might draw them very often that I don't need it. Sometimes I might forget something. Uh, actually thinking about it. Cool. There's a lot of designs of her nowadays. Open image in new tab. I think this is her what V4 design. It's very indicative of the old V2 V2. I mean it's technically Vocaloid too, but it's not second. Well, the main design, the original. It's very indicative of it. Oh, the dress also has the same. But like for the very longest time, I did not notice these dots on the knees and like the shoe part. And also, if you look a lot closer, these are shoes. These are shoes, and these are like tights, but they kind of melt in. So, like, even in this one, it's like a shoe, and these are just tights. Sometimes you don't look at something, or you've looked at something for so long that you don't actually know what they look like. But you kind of assume and you kind of like put things together in your head that they look a certain way, but in reality, do they actually? You could do your own Miku. Yeah, that's the thing about Miku, right? They can people can design her any way they really want. What was that? Astrid. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, sometimes I guess you do kind of have to look at like references every now and again just to what's the word? Set. What's the word? Realign yourself, I guess is the way I want to word it. Um, what am I doing? Right, the frills. The right. Um, now I'm looking at it. I think I might need to move the arm here a little closer, or maybe make the this part a little like that. Is looking at the distance between this and that, I think. Okay, so first I should probably do this. And frills? No. I'll think of that later. Anyways, but at the same time, I guess it's something that I should be thinking about since this is kind of like the cleanup. Should I focus on it now? No, I'll focus on that later. Let me go back to the hair. Ooh, hold on. Is that that a good curve? Nope. Okay, so okay. Since I move things around, this is actually the ear part. So what I really want to do is maybe add like a little bit of hair there so it's like not so round. There we go. Add a little. Actually, I always do like the little. Oh, what's what would you call that? A little mullet? I don't know. Little back hairs. But if I look at it, this yeah, this one has like the little back hairs here. But does the original? They have a little tail here. Okay. So I didn't imagine like the little back hairs. Okay. Um. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Mines are a little different, but that's fine. Um. That's good. I'm gonna have to goes here, and this should be this way. Um. This might have to be thinned down a little bit. A bit clean now, you won't have to clean later. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that arm thing is gonna. It's not gonna be. All right, so let me just hide that so I don't have to think about it. But I will have to redo it and see. Okay, this is the shape that I want it to be. But there's also more cloth here, and this cloth will have like frills here. I look at the arm. Okay, we're good. We're good. I just have to erase a little more here, where the arm would be, and just continue from there. Okay, easy peasy. The arm, shoulder should come out here. Okay. There we go. That's the curve that I want, and then I can kind of. What? Really weird question, but would there be frills like in the armpit area? I feel like that would like not feel good if you were wearing something like that. Like you'd always feel it, and I would not like that personally. I would imagine that the frills like taper off, but there isn't like any weird rubbing that would kind of like irritate the skin. Something to think about. Anyways, you know what? Let me look at this again. Uh, so in the, actually this isn't even the newest design. I think this is definitely V4. The latest design is what? I forget what it's called. NT. NT is like NT is definitely different, like because like the collar is more like a I guess you could call it a bib. EQMT. Oh, I put MT. Oops. That means mountain. NT. Open a new tab. Yeah, it's kind of more bib shaped, and the tie is more of a ribbon. This is the latest design. I think it was supposed to be for like a synthesizer that Krypton themselves developed because they were no longer in association with Vocaloid, which is the application where Miku, the voice bank, was used. There's a lot of there's a lot of weird things to it, but um, did they ever release NT like officially? I'm behind on my lore, dude. Okay, I think I'm behind in my lore. Now that I think about it, um, people don't like NT, so okay, so it did release. It did release. Okay, it released on 2020. Okay, that makes sense why I didn't know. Pandemic era. Okay. I do remember people complaining, well, not complaining, but like there was a criticism towards the NT that the voices didn't sound more natural in a sense. Because the idea that Krypton had was that they wanted Miku to sound like a robot, but because of that, like it didn't sound well enough. And now that AI has kind of progressed in such a way that voice banks are using AI, but I don't know if it's generative AI. It'd just be like vocal AI, so that certain syllables glide better to others. I'm not too sure. I am behind my lore. Type release. Wait, prototype? Post release. Oh, on June. Announce prototype available to download. No, this prototype release. Updated version 1.7, June 24, and they had Dark and Whisper libraries. And last year, Krypton announced that the virtual singer software produced repackaged as a part of a celebration for the 20th anniversary. 20th anniversary of their singing synthesis software library business. Okay. Okay, because Miku is definitely like going to be 18 August 31st, so it's not 20th anniversary. So it's probably talking about like, what's her name? Mako and Kaito? Okay. The digital audio workbench in the package has changed to Cubase LE. Okay. Okay, so that's lore. Okay. Why did I say that? Right, because this design, this design is for the NT, which is the latest thing, but people weren't too keen on it. This is Miku version 4. This is the original. What was I looking at again? Sleeves. I'm looking at the sleeves. Oh dear. Okay. Sidetracked. So the sleeves. It's hard to tell what the sleeves are in this one. But this one this one kind of feels like a nylon kind of texture. I don't know why. This one, because there's definitely like, what's the word? There's different interpretations of what material the things are made out of. Some people kind of like consider it like a plasticky kind of sleeve kind of texture. Some people decide to do it like a full cloth kind of deal. Well, as you can see, I'm more of a cloth kind of guy because the folds are more fun to draw. Than something that's a little stiffer, I guess you could say. But I think in both designs, I think the armbands to the armbands are like thin. Okay, this one's not as thin. Does she have armbands? Yeah, this one's definitely like a plasticky kind of thing. The way it shines, it's definitely like some kind of plastic. At least I think so. That's how I'm interpreting it. um, what did I V3? I don't think I want to look at V3. V3 is like a very, what's the word? Hold on, is V3 the one I'm thinking about? Miku V3? No, it is not what I'm thinking about. Oh wait, is this actually V3? What the fuck is V4 then? Am I hallucinating yet again? No, I'm not. That's the same one. The fuck is V3? V3 and V4 the same? Definitely V3. Okay. Hold on. I have a box of V4 right next to me. I think it's the same design. V3. What's the one I'm thinking about then? Is it like, not? There's a weird Mika design where it's like she came out of like a test tube in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. Not so much like a homunculus, but like a I don't remember what it's called actually. Oh dear. I'm getting sidetracked yet again. Okay. Wait, no, V3 is definitely more okay. V3 is definitely different. It's definitely different. It's definitely different. Oh no, this is a Reddit thing. Because yeah, the sleeves are blue. This is V4. V4 has like okay. So it's slightly different, slightly different. Okay, so and the sleeves are definitely like a weird plastic thing, as you can see, they're kind of see-through, I think. They also shine a little bit. Okay, okay. These are semi-transparent, but not as transparent as these or these. Okay. Okay. Also shoes. These are also shoes. These, believe it or not, they're shoes. They're not boots. They're not high like knee above the knee boots. It's actually shoes and tights. Okay. Anyways, by looking at all this reference, I am gonna continue to draw Miku as I have seen fit. Um, Actually, looking at it, I don't want that one. Okay, I think this one should be a little thinner here. Let me try to do that one more time. One more time. Does this brush have stabilization? It does not. So I just gotta get good. Okay. Fuck. Reverse it. Reverse it. Let's see if this is better. Here we go. That's better. That's better. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the hand ambiguous for now. And in the meantime, I'm going to do the rest. Hold on. Yeah, because this hand, like, the way I was kind of thinking about it is that this 39 is going to be like, kind of like weird blocks that they kind of put into like, picture day photo, like, backdrops in a way. So that's what I'm going to do with the 39 there. And the hand is definitely going to have to like wrap around that depending on how I shape that up. In the meantime, back to the hair, back to the hair. To see, okay, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, yeah, that's like the undoing of the like redoing. That's kind of why I kind of have been using this kind of brush because it has like more control and the texture that kind of gives off kind of like um takes away from the fact that the line could be squiggly and it's just like interpreted as kind of like texture in a way. So like if I had to do it, Actually, it's not that great, but at the same time, I wouldn't care as much. Actually, that's way better. But what brush was I using? Soft paint. Yeah, certain, like I said, certain tools have certain quirks. I just gotta use them to your advantage. I guess one thing that I could do is like instead of, because the way I'm looking at it, this line is pretty wobbly, like right here. Um, I don't know if it's my hand or the way that my tablet kind of reacts to the pen. But something like when I do use like brushes that kind of don't have like stabilization, like wobble, you can definitely see like wobble sometimes. Like if I'm not being, even that line is not straight. But with this one, you can sort of see it because it's kind of like a hard kind of brush, so you can kind of see it. But at the same time, it just looks like the texture to me. I feel like other people might interpret it the same way. But yeah, I just gotta be I just gotta be more steady with this kind of brush that I'm using right now. Yeah, that's nice and steady. A slight irregularity right here, but at the same time, that's something that can be hidden away with like the way the opacity kind of works with this kind of brush. Yeah, that's a better shape for the hair right now. Okay, so this mess right here, the skirt. So if we go back to this stuff, uh, pretty much all designs have like some kind of chain here. It looks like they're all different. Okay, I never noticed that, but I'm definitely doing one that's more closer to this original design. This one's just a simple silver chain, like what is that? A pink, like a fuchsia, magenta, magenta, pink, purple. No, it's not purple. I think it's magenta because this is definitely like cyan and magenta, right? Anyways, I'm aiming for something more like this. So, um, hold on. I'm gonna look for clips. A lanyard? Not a lanyard. What is it called? Clippy things. Guitar? No, no. Because they also use them for hiking. Hiking clip. A carabiner. Okay. Carabiner. So if I put like strap, cara, carabiner. I'm looking for like a really specific kind. Oh, this is what I'm looking at, by the way. Um, there's a specific kind of clip that I'm thinking of. Um, I'm not seeing what I'm thinking of. Oh, this is kind of what I'm thinking about. Oh man. Kinda. What I'm thinking. Oh. This is kind of what I'm thinking about. I have no idea what it's called though, so I can't Google it. This is the kind of strap that I imagine is is holding her strap thing here. That kind of hook. Yeah, it's it's exactly like kind of like this. Yeah. Okay. That's that's kind of what I'm just letting people know. I don't know why, but okay. Gonna make it smaller. Mm, no, that's not exactly. It's not how I want it to look like. What do I want? What do I want? You know what? Let me do my patented let's think of that later. Let's go to the arm. This is kind of the arm. Uh, it's kind of loose. But at the same time, I'm okay. So it's gonna be this little design thing, little edge border thing there. No. Okay. Go to this hand thing here, right? Okay. Okay, good. Looks a little slightly different, but at the same time, do they look too long? They probably look too long. I'm gonna use the squishy tool. Simplify. Yeah, that's good. Sometimes the liquify tool doesn't work the way you want it to in Clip Studio Paint. It kind of makes the lines a little fuzzy. But with this kind of brush, it doesn't really matter. Although with that other brush that I tend to use, this one here, it definitely makes a difference. Because then it makes it a little fuzzy. And then if I were to use this brush again, you can kind of tell that something is different. I heard that some people have found out like a weird thing where if you use like a black and white is it's being blocked by the, hold on, let me see, studio mode, chat to make it disappear for a little bit. So right here it says color, and there's a monochrome and grayscale kind of thing, and people have said that if you do your line work in monochrome, it's the best thing because for some reason the pixels work differently. So if you're working with like a monochrome thing, it doesn't do the blur, or at least that's what I'm told. Um, but I have not worked like that because I always forget that's an option there. Yeah. What am I doing? The hand. I was doing the hand. Dun, dun. I don't think this should be that. Maybe I should give them like space, 6 feet apart, and maybe that. Getting emphasis here. The lines. Um, did I do something? No, I did not. Oh, I did do something. Okay. Okay, from here. Okay, from here it should be simple enough. Here's where the main wrinkles are going to be. I can connect it there. Okay. Yeah, that looks good enough here. This second pass with this kind of brush, I feel like it should be something that I should do near the end. But sometimes no. I said this should probably be something at the end, but it does give you like a clearer picture of what I'm thinking of in my head, I guess. Skirt. Skirt. There's no avoiding it anymore. Gotta do the skirt. Skirts are always difficult because of the different shapes that they have. Alright. Bum. So I think the style of skirt that in most renditions of Miku, I think the name of it is called a pleated skirt. It's like a skirt that kind of, but this one's not really pleated, is it? Maybe? Perhaps. I don't know. No, this one's pretty flowy. Yeah, this one's definitely pleated. And then on this one, it's like a double skirt in a way, rather than being like a, what's the word? Trim? This one's a trim, this one's a trim. This one's also trim. This one's two skirts. At least a two-layer thing. I've never done a two-layer thing. It's definitely difficult to think around. Um, but the thing is, when you look at pleated skirts, it's this is shopping. Oops, images. What's the word? For the most part, okay. So this one, it kind of has that like strip that I kind of want from the skirt, or at least. So, oops, that's Discord. Why is Discord open? Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Uh, there's a lot of skirts that kind of like, what's the word? They don't start unfolding until like a little later. I don't know. This is probably like, is it actually? This looks like this one here, but I'm pretty sure it's not it. I don't know. Not quite sure. Do they all have a band? Is this one? No, they all. Yeah, okay, okay. No, but then this one defies my expectation. I don't know how clothes work. Man, okay. Uh, this is a basic one. This one kind of is the way that I thought, like the way my mind kind of considered skirts working. Is like they have like the waistband, and then they start doing the whole folding thing. And of course, they're connected with like a folding, but I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking. I really don't. Uh, the weirdest part when it comes to like these kinds of things is like how does it How does this part work? And it just looks like it kind of comes a sharp edge. It's all kind of like folded one direction in a sense. Inverted pleated, box pleated, crystal pleated, sunray pleated. Okay. I would always draw them like this. Back in the day, I'd always draw them like that. Box pleated. Is that what I'm thinking of? Box pleated. Oh, I used to draw like skirts. But then I saw like a pleated like what's the word? Like these ones where they're kind of folded in one direction rather than this shape, I guess. Okay. 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 So that's the word for this. Okay. This doesn't look does it? No, it does, because it's kind of like a triangle here. And it's not just in one direction. Okay. And what are these called then? Crystal pleated? No, crystal plated is something like this, right? Or is that sunray? I don't know. But this is box pleated because it's a box. And you have the triangles here. That's generally how I try to do it, but then I saw someone do it a different way. And, oh, I don't know what I clicked. Whoops. And then I think I saw somebody draw it like this, where it's like folded in one direction. And then I tried to mimic that. Okay. Hmm. But I still don't know how it actually folds inwards towards the side here. It just wrap around the leg? No. References here. I guess it would just wrap around like that. Then what did I do under here? I just made it a box. Okay. Just a single line here. Okay. It's folded in one way. The way. Oh, whoops. The thing that oops, 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 has been an hour. Let me oops. I need to figure out how to do this thing with like the background stuff, background sound. It's currently 9 a.m. in my time zone. Okay. Ooh, this skirt. Okay. Down, up, down, down, up, down. Yeah. Okay. So that's the right wave that I'm doing here. Um. You know what? Let's go for the legs now. This skirt is I'm gonna make this in a new layer. The way the knees work here. The shape's a little rounder here. Where the ankle would kind of go. Um, the way I tend to interpret the boots. What do I actually do? Actually, yeah, so let me go back to these. So it's just a sole. This is kind of tipped in a way. The toes have like a tip to them. These are just kind of soles, and then these. The soles kind of stick out a little bit more than any other design. Okay, I don't think I need you guys anymore. Okay. See, I think for the most part, I tend to do this where it's like a little more elevated, I guess you could say. And oftentimes I imply a heel, like a small heel. Well, not. That's only sometimes though. If like this one's definitely getting like a heel here. Um, but the way this thing is perspective wise, I think that's yeah. I think that's the way. Okay. I'm gonna need another layer for this one because I'm going to go through that line and I don't wanna. So these legs are pretty together. Is that curved too much? Something that I tend to do, and I realize that I do, is that I make the boots really foot shaped, even though I don't think it should be the case. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I always leave like the bend to the foot there, and then I would always just, and then this is where the heel goes, pretty much. That's what I tend to do. I don't know if that's what I should do though. Hmm. I also don't think that this is the shape that I should be going for either. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's too profile. If that makes sense. It's too side profile. Uh, Oops. Okay. Okay. Think. Oops. Oh, don't look over there. Okay. 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 So, I know what I'm thinking about. Okay, so this is the foot here, like the thigh area of the leg. And kind of what I'm thinking about is that this this is like the tibia, and it's like the fibia, right? I think this the small bone would be more like here, if that makes sense. Whereas this big bone should be facing like that. I don't know if that makes sense. Of course, it should be lower here, right? Because this is the foot bone, and the foot bone's connected to the leg bone. The leg bone's connected to the knee bone, and then from here is the foot bone. Does that make sense? Okay. This is the big bone here. The and so if that's how the bones work, I'm thinking of doing it like this. The knee's kind of like here-ish. Ooh, kind of here-ish. Okay. That's not the shape. I think that's what I want, right? Hold on, let me get rid of the. No, it's too long. Okay. Easy fix though. I just need to move it here and just redraw it. uh, yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. The way the angle. Ooh, this is not looking right. Okay, so the knee here, and the way the leg should be turned around, like, turned like. So maybe this part of the knee is more this way. And then the knee is more like. That's the right way to think of it. So if I redo it yet again, okay. Be more like this. Simplify it. Just simplify it. I should just simplify it. Okay, I think that's... I think that's good. I think. Okay, what if... Okay, what if I think more simple? Let's make them cylinders here. Let's make them cylinders here. Ball shape of the knee. I think this is better. This is better shapes. Okay. So yet again, I'm going to redraw this. Oh. Whoops. Just the shapes, no details, no details. That's where I'll get confused. Okay. Yeah, that's good, that's good. And then here's the knee. The knee's right here. Okay. I'm gonna have to get a little cleaner here. Maybe more here, actually. There we go. I think. Okay. And just line these lines a little bit more so that they kind of stand out from the one that I just drew. a bit more depth. Okay. I think that's I think that's good. That's good. That's good, I think. At least the shape is. I don't think that I think that with coloring I can give it more depth so that like right here in this little area here, uh it can have like darker parts like at the lower leg here. So that's something I can define with color rather than lines. Oops. The skirt though, the skirt is the shape is fine, but okay, so the way I'm thinking of it, should it be like that? Um, so I think when I'm coloring, I think I might just like kind of erase these lines and kind of define it also with like shapes and color, like mostly with color in a way. But that's gonna be like a next time. I'm gonna delete all these that are these layers. This one's fine. This one is not fine. This the bones. Okay. Um. Just rearranging the layers here. Okay, so that's my leg layer. Oops, wait, hold on. Whoops. I did one too many. Okay, that's good. I'll keep this one just in case. The skirt though, the skirt. The skirt is gonna be a hard one to do, as I've taken a look at what a pleated skirt looks like. Should I just leave it ambiguous like that? Wait, hold on. Where? Let me erase this one. Okay. I think the silhouette is fine. But the trouble's gonna be like actually doing the the inner folds here. What happens here? Right here is the big issue for me. I have no idea how I'm gonna deal with that. Uh, up, down. There's gonna be another one. Goes into it. Or okay. I think I'm solving it in my head. I am not solving it in my head. But it's like if it's folding in like to that side, there should be another fold here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. How should it fold though? How should it fold? I think I think that's the way it's folding, right? It's folding this way and then that way. I think that's a good fold there. And then it just ends. Okay. But the way the shadow's gonna be here, it's gonna be a little different. I think that's how I'm gonna interpret that. I also need like these borders here. This is where it's gonna be like and also like these things need to be kind of like connected because it's like these right here because it's still cloth that's folded, so it needs to look like that. I think that solves the issue with the skirt. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Wow. Okay. I think I'm good on that. The legs. I'm gonna do this thing right now. Yeah. That's a better shape, I guess, than what I was doing before. Gonna this with the little metal thing. So touching here. Okay. Gonna have to erase a little bit of the skirt here. Oh, that's not the skirt layer. Right, I think that's kinda good. Although I'm thinking, I'm looking at this shirt here. Because there's like a bit of dimension here with how this kind of folds in. I should kind of define a little bit more with like a thicker line weight here. I'm sure that there's like more dimension there. But here, right here, where it kind of gets a little, a little flat, a little. Because I think this, if this is a shirt that I'm kind of thinking of, it should kind of like, it'll do its thing here. And then here it should kind of like, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just erase it here so that I'm also gonna need to define it. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty, pretty clean. Pretty clean. I accidentally moved these. Should define the head here a little. Okay, and now I can kind of do the hair. Um, let me go back to this thing because let me see how the. Okay, floating hologram thing. Um, I like to draw them like a lot bigger, it seems, than what they're kind of depicted as. What is this? This one's V3, V4. I think in all of them, they're actually more cybernetic than how I make them. I think how I make them, it's more cloth looking in a way. Sort of, at least. Because the way the hair should be, it should be like that, blowing it that way at least, so that the the twin tails can kind of like form there. Okay. Make this a new layer. And just do these. Okay. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, these are not, they're not gonna be shown, really. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just put it here. Um, dimensions here make it a little wonky. We shouldn't even have that, now that I'm thinking about it. Like this, maybe? I think I think with this one, a suspension of disbelief should be made. um, then from here we get the okay, then I just erase the overreach, overfill. With that, again, I'll just give it more definition. Uh, line here. Um, so I'm looking kind of at the lines here. They're kind of like not aligning all too well. Or at least not with this interpretation of what if I add a little line here? Kind of indicate that this is kind of like the back here. This is a little backstring. Backstrings? The back hair of the mullet? Okay. Now, when it comes to these, this little set of like, okay. What am I trying to search here? Picture blocks? No. Picture props? Number blocks? Number blocks is like a cartoon, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna do picture date prompts, or picture date props, right? No, that's not it either. It's not what I'm thinking of. Year blocks. For sure day. I don't know if anyone else knows what I'm thinking about. But there's like whenever okay, I just don't know the words to them. Photography. Posing blocks? Oh, 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 oh! Look at this one! Look at this one! It's exactly what I'm thinking about. Okay. So if I'm looking at these, the only two that I'm kind of looking at, it's just like a flat, nothing really to it. Just a flat thing. It's really flat. Okay. Number? If I put number? Alright. That's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking more of like these ones, these two. Posing blocks, though. Okay, that's what they're called. Under $200. Well, it's a whole block of wood, I imagine. Not really hollow, because if it's hollow, you're gonna fall. Hey, these have more dimension to them. But it's still kind of just... That is not a block, that's a graphic, but this is the block, though. Okay. That's good to know, at least. Okay. Yeah, they're posing blocks. Okay. Should I also make them just equally as plain? Guess this is, I mean, they're underneath. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Okay. I mean, there's really nothing more to it, I guess. I just gotta just work with what I got, I guess. Um, from here, I guess I just, so that it looks like, then her hand is hovering down the middle. uh, maybe, that kind of works. And her hand is kind of just like right here. Also, going. I think it's looking pretty sharp, pretty pretty nice and clear. Uh, yeah, I think these number blocks, which I feel like I should angle them at a certain like maybe they should. Oh, oh right, because that's a different layer. Whoops. Just erase this part here. Work on that later. I think I'm gonna have to, like, what's the word? So the way I'm kind of thinking of it, maybe I should angle them like this way, so that I don't know. Okay. No, I don't think there's a quick way to do it. I think I'm just gonna like make them 3D this way, if that makes sense. Why 39 though? Because this is meant for Miku Day, and if you didn't know, since it's a Japanese thing, right? So the Japanese time format is year, month, and day, right? So because of that, three, like the Japanese three, it could be said like different ways, and one of the pronunciations is called me, right? And I forget how the kanji for this is. I think it's like that. Um, this is nine, and one of the pronunciations for nine is Q, and that's kind of why it's called Miku Day, because March 9th is kind of like saying Miku, Miku. It's one of those things, you know what I mean? And then the next day is like Mario Day. uh, Nintendo official March 10th, and that looks like Mario. So that's Mario Day, the next day after. Something, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, that's kind of why March 9th is Miku Day, and that's why I'm kind of drawing this out in preparation of that. Yeah, so that's what that's why there's a 39 there. It's Miku Day. uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna give them that kind of dimension to them. So it looks like she's leaning on something. Ew, is that how it's supposed to be? I think it is. Do I have an Instagram or do I post on Twitter, this guy? Instagram, I technically have one, but I have not posted in like since last year. I guess that's the easy answer. I don't really post on Instagram. Uh, Twitter and Blue Sky, yeah. I think I have links somewhere on Twitch that kind of takes you there. I would recommend Blue Sky. That's I only post pictures there. If that's what you want. uh, I think I also have like a Tumblr, and that's also just pictures. Newgrounds is pretty much just pictures too. Twitter though, unfortunately, if I do this evil little thing right here, sometimes I get angry, and I might say something about that. Anyways, unfortunate. But yeah, I would recommend Blue Sky, because that's where I post pictures, just pictures. Also post on Twitter, but I don't people following me. Sometimes I need to scream at the void. Anyways, the numbers. Yeah, I mean that's the dimension that I want for them. Dun. I guess I'll just uh, I'll draw the hand along this because is that the same shape as these? Kinda. I think I should. Ah, that's for later. Okay, this is kind of the hand leaning on the number here. Ooh, these curves are gonna kill me. Okay. I don't know Tumblr or Newgrounds. Tumblr. Newgrounds is like one of the like I shouldn't say one of the oldest sites, but it was there since like 1996, and it's a place where people can post pictures, uh, animations, music. Uh, because it's so old and because it's so small, despite it being so old, it does have a culture of its own. Some may consider it abrasive. Uh, so yeah, I can see why people don't use that. Instagram is kind of similar in a way. Um, I don't know when Tumblr started to exist, but that's kind of where people just post like paragraphs. They can post stories, like actual stories, like written like paragraph kind of type stories. And they can type like very for like you're allowed to write paragraphs is what I'm saying on Tumblr. And you can also post pictures, you can post videos, you can post pretty much everything. Uh and it's also gained like a type of culture there. Some people might consider it uh also abrasive, but in a different kind of way to Newgrounds. Maybe the opposite way if you can think about it. Uh, but yeah, I think when it comes to sites like that, you know, you make it what you want it to be. Uh, you follow what makes you happy, and you don't pay attention to stuff that makes you angry. I need, I need to do this like this. I'm gonna start drawing more. Nice to hear. Nice to hear. Yeah. I mean, if it's something that you really want to do, you gotta make the time. I should probably not fill that out just yet. Let me do the three first. Um, Curves are so hard to do with this brush, especially if you want to be careful. It's okay. Even if it's not perfect, I don't think I have any perfect lines when it comes to this one because of how the brush kind of works, and because of that, I just need to go over it so that it looks consistent, at least with the. By the way, how do I usually choose what to draw? Uh, so I'm thinking about the last things that I kind of drew, and I'm kind of drawing them with a purpose. Let me see here. Last thing I drew was this one, and I drew this because I tried streaming last month, the entirety of February, and I played Pseudo Regalia, and this is a character from the game. This is the character, the character you play, and I kind of drew it, kind of like, because the way I kind of thought I would do streams is I would play a game, I would finish it, maybe talk about it as I drew, and this is what I did, right? The one before it is a holiday thing, and then the other one was because Miku was in Fortnite. The other one, this is me just doodling. This is just a random guy. It's a random thing. That's the little golem character. That's a cat thing that I saw online somewhere that I thought was funny. It's a random star just to fill in space. And then there's Marina from Splatoon. What's her name? Kira from Jack and Dexter. And Gumi. And I just drew them because I felt like it. That makes sense. They're just little characters that I liked, and I just drew them because I just wanted to draw them. I don't know. There was no real thinking to it. I just did it. Same with this little doodle here. I guess I did. So at the time, I think I was playing like a what is it called? Rabbit and Steel, which is a game, and you kind of play as like a rabbit. I don't think this is any particular rabbit character in the game. It's just a rabbit character that I kind of it's just a rabbit character. Because I was playing a game with my friends, and that's really it, you know. That's just a person. I had no idea what I was doing there. That's from Monster Rancher. I forget what it's called. It's an old video game, kind of like. I feel like it wanted to be like Pokemon because it was like monsters with like cards, or at least the one I played, which is like on the Game Boy, like the original Game Boy. No color. But I think on the PlayStation, Monster Rancher was a game where you put in CDs, random CDs that you'd find, like music CDs, maybe DVDs. You put in the game first, and then it'll ask you, please put it in a CD. You put in a CD, and it'll make a monster based off like the code in the CD or something. Anyways, it's an interesting game. I don't think it survived the ages, so that's just a creature. I wasn't even thinking. This is just a creature. Alien. I think I was talking to somebody and something called Warhammer. This is like a line of miniature. And this is kind of based off a miniature that they had, like a skeleton knight. This character, that's a character that I thought of at some point, hanging upside down. A moon, again to fill in space. I don't know, but the idea here is that I don't really think about it too much. I just draw what's in my mind at the time. These are doodles, so I just draw whatever because I don't know what I want to draw, but I know that I want to draw, so I draw. But I don't know what I want to draw, so you know, that's kind of the idea. Do I have anything else? No. Wait, kinda. I guess this is another little doodle thing that I had. That's a cicada. I don't know why I drew a cicada. Wait, yes I do. There was one point in time where I was looking up at, like, my dad once told me that cicadas, the reason they cry is because they want water. and I thought there would be like a like some kind of mythology to that, but there wasn't. There's no association with cicadas and water in mythology. I searched it up, and that's why I drew cicada, because at that time that's what I was that was going on in my head. And then Wolverine here. Oh, it's been an hour again. It's been 2 hours. Okay, oops. Wolverine. I think X-Men '97 came out, and I just drew Wolverine. Oh, oops, oops. Uh, let me hold on a minute, hold on a minute. Uh, there we go. Anyways, what was I saying? That's just a girl. I don't even think that's a character. It's just something I thought. I don't know. I just wanted to draw angular eyes, I guess. I don't know. Like ghosts. No reason. Oh yeah, these characters. I think this was airing at the time. Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon, so I drew the four main characters. There's a Miku here. And I think Fallout, the show, was also kind of airing at the time. And that's a ghoul character. An alien. I don't know why I drew that. The point here is that I just draw what comes to my mind, and if I like it, I draw it. So yeah, that's how I decide what to draw. But these two have a purpose. The last two things that I've done fully had a purpose to them. I played a game. I wanted it to finish it off with a like fan art, and then it's Miku Day. I have to do this. This is my. This is what I do. So yeah, just draw what's on your mind. Draw what you like. That's what I do. Anyways, what was I doing? The numbers. Right. Okay. Um, I think this should burl more. Burl more? No, that's not the right word. I think it looks a little wonky. Uh, but instead of redrawing it, I'm just gonna mold it in a way. Okay. Instead of redrawing it, I'm just gonna, just because these are very geometric, very line heavy kind of things. I'm just gonna reinforce this here. Lines. Okay. Uh, hold on. What was the time that I set for myself again? I think I said 2 hours, right? Like 2:30 maybe? Like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, I think I could go for another 30 minutes, which I think is enough to finish what I have here. I think this has to be curved like this, not like old. Here. Whoops. I hit the C button. Okay. C button kind of makes the paint transparent, which is sometimes good because that can give you textures. If you use like a texture brush, you want to use the same texture to erase. So pressing C, at least in Clip Studio, makes it transparent. I don't know if you can see that changing in color around here. Anyways, guess technically there should be like a okay. These shapes are not aligned. Ew. That line is better. Okay, I just need a. So it's this line that's no good. But I think because it's shaped like that, I think I need something here. I need a shape, but I don't. What shape is that? Maybe, maybe what I need is like a stand. Since these are like weird little blocks. Ba-ba-bum. Oops, I forgot that the hand is on the same layer as the numbers. But yeah, I think these numbers are pretty good. I think I need to let me do this in a different layer. Yeah, this layer is good. Put more dimension here. Better outline shape. The thumb should be shaped. No, I think there's needs to be another. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I can fuse them now together. Um, I think that's a better shape for a thumb. And this finger here, is that too thick? I actually did pretty thick fingers. I think, me. I think it should be fine. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should not have. Okay, I should not have binded them together. Thicker. I'm gonna erase this line because I need to remake it. I feel. Mostly because of the layer incident thing. Oops. Yes, that's. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Save it. We close these. Bum. Because of the opacity of this pen, I need to be careful about how I go over lines. Because even here, where the three kind of meet, like kind of met the thing here, and kind of erase through it, you can still see like the little dark little dot right there. That's why I had to erase that line. Probably erase that too. This is good. I think what I can do now. I have to connect pixels only. Tolerance, make it 10. Area scaling 2. Is that what I want? Sure. Get all the vacant areas. That's not really vacant. That's gonna be green. Okay. Control Shift I. Let me color this purple. It's not purple. This is purple. Gray. Yeah. Oh, I can do that manually. I think I'm gonna use my soft paint and then the transparent eraser so that it looks smoother. Same can be done here. Actually, this part here should be vacant. Spot is fine. There. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, so okay. I'm looking at it. The fact that this is like bolded out is kind of inconsistent with the rest of the shapes. So I'm just gonna there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Um. Okay, so starting next one, I'm definitely gonna color it, like start coloring it in. I should do that on the next one. Will it be tomorrow? I don't know. But I know I can't stream on Friday. And I can't stream on Saturday either. When it comes to streaming it, Thursday is my kind of deadline to finish it in a way. Or at least stream-wise. Thinking about it. Uh, Deadline is Sunday. I mean, I could definitely finish it within the 2 days if, but will I be able to stream it though? That's the tricky part. That's the tricky part. Isn't it? It's probably the outlines. Okay, it's the leg. Okay. These legs I can. Okay, that's better. Okay. Line layers are all set. I have this so that I can mask over the colors that I want. Starting tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I will color this out. And hopefully I can finish this, and I'll post this on Miku Day. If I don't see you tomorrow or Thursday, oops. That was outside of my control, but I will work on this those 2 other days. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Okay. I'll try tomorrow. I'll try on Wednesday. And if that doesn't come to light, I'll try Thursday, but if you don't see me Thursday, don't expect me. Don't expect that I'll return. At least with this one, because I will be posting this on Sunday. Okay. Anyways, I think that's it. That's it. That's it for today. Thank you, those who've joined. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully. All right, goodbye.